the whole
The
time.
whole game. I mean, there was that last session, that session like 3 weeks ago when Dave had to take a call and he just talked politics.
Oh yeah, we did that.
I
We
know.
talked politics and played Payday.
Yeah. I'm really sorry
No, that's fine.
that I've been so elusive.
Are you?
No, it's okay. This is
Okay.
life stuff. Like, for fuck's sake, dude. Don't feel bad.
You see,
Like, regardless of whether this game runs, I still get to hang out with friends, and I still get to
And you get
play
to hang
D&D.
out with me every day, babe.
Yeah, I get to hang out with Pidge every day, and
God,
I play
so-
D&D on Fridays, and, like, it's... The only person that I feel bad I don't get to hang out with is because I don't get to hang out with you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh. And that's as sentimental as I'm getting tonight.
I don't believe that for a second.
Man, I
Ah.
would really love an eggnog right about now, but I'm not going to get one.
Would you like me to make you a different beverage?
No, because it will make me sleepy and unfocused.
That's fair. I need you to be ready with that, the big dick heal spell.
Oh yeah, babes. Oh yeah.
Because I,
Heal me.
I believe in myself, but not to the point of hubris.
Markov name generator.
Name generator?
Don't worry about it.
If it's a good one, you should send it my way after Sash.
Oh no, it's in Donjon.
Oh, okay. Dice.
I was telling them earlier, Renald, that the Knights of the Old Republic game was where I knew Mandalorians from. I think you had walked away at that point. That's one of my all-time favorite CRPGs.
So good.
Actually, until Rogue One came out, that was like one of probably my favorite Star Wars story for like the past 20 years.
Nice.
I've heard very good things about the new Star Wars game that just came out.
Something Jedi.
Jedi The Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, that's right, yeah.
It looks good.
Is anything going to ever beat Star Wars Jedi Academy?
Yes. At least when Jedi Fallen Order is janky, it looks nice.
Whew. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair.
Fucking got him. Okay. So, you have been warned that to enter the manor is to invite the rage of a Wendigo.
And
you guys
he
were like-
read us a poem.
Yes. And you guys were like, fuck yeah, gimme.
Which is basically about hunting.
Yep.
I really wish I wrote it down.
About to say, did I write it down?
A Septemport game.
Did you take that from something, or did you spontaneously create that, Ronald?
No, I just read it. I just wrote it.
Fuck. I gotta step up my game.
Oh no, Cap, rhyming dictionary.
Oh, okay.
You think I come up with that shit off the top of my head? Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thesaurus and a rhyming dictionary on hand.
I don't assume.
You should. I'm very lazy.
We're not doing downers tonight. We are doing the opposite of that.
Ooh. Behind an area of slime. Anyway.
All I've found is the refrigerator magnet one that says, "In this house, dumb bitch hours are 24/7." So we'll go with that.
Yep. So you guys enter the first room.
Solandra's been smoking heavily, and her voice is a little hoarse as the result.
It's the only thing that keeps you warm in the snow.
I think this fucker is going to try to separate us and then turn us.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. So let's try not to have that happen if we can avoid it.
No, it's definitely not the plan, but I'd love to see him try to take me on one by one.
I think he'd rather corrupt and use one or more of us against the others. That's the modus operandi for these things.
That makes sense.
Do you think that it's alone?
Hmm.
Or do these things hunt in packs?
The ones I've heard of have been solitary, but this is a pretty weird fucking place, and who knows what the rules are.
Do they normally greet their guests with poetry?
That is not a piece of Wendigo lore that I've picked up.
So, y'all are having this discussion as you enter the precipice, and you hear a screeching howl. Everybody give me a will save.
Okay.
Is it a curse effect, Reynolds?
Not a curse.
Okay, just
Is
curious.
it a charm, compulsion, or possession effect?
No, but it is a spell effect.
Oh, goody! That's good to know. I get to add something to that.
Please type your results in general.
Thank you, bravery.
I don't know how good that video is. It was the first result for Screeching Howl.
It's a chihuahua.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Is it?
I mean, it's more likely to bite you.
I find chihuahuas very disturbing.
That's what I mean. It's like a pug. It's fucking terrifying. Oh,
We
man.
took a perfectly good wolf and look at it. It's got anxiety.
You fucked it up. So the good news is that Solandra and Clementine suffer no ill effects. Unfortunately, Holt, you are shaken for an hour.
Ooh. Okay.
But not stirred.
Yes. So you get a -2 to, life.
Everything.
Was it a d20 roll or damage? -2.
Fuckers.
It is completely impossible to determine from where in the building that screech came from. Although, everyone give me a perception roll.
Sure. Oh, okay. Feel like rolling high tonight, I guess. Thank you, D20.
Oh, baby Jesus.
You see everything.
So Holt and Clementine, the two of you are aware that there was something else hidden in that cyclopean darkness, but you're not sure what. And Salandra, you're reasonably certain you heard words upon the wind, but it wasn't in rhyming poetry.
I reached my arm back with the cigarette between two fingers, and essentially give it to Holt.
He's gonna take it and take a drag and. Thanks. His hand is shaking a little bit.
Salandra got a 35 and a perception roll. She probably noticed. So.
Yeah.
That's true.
Most definitely.
Obvious exits are north and east.
So which way did we come in?
You came in from the south.
Came in from the south. Okay.
Keep things totally simple.
All right. So there is a door in the south. Are they closed doors or doorways?
The doorway to the east is made out of that sort of like made out of the standard chosen door material. Uncertain if locked, but definitely closed.
Okay.
And the one on the north side, the one on the east side seems to be a sort of like a servant's entrance, just like losers to the left. Losers to the right. People who belong in the house keep coming forward. The door ahead of you is clearly decorated.
The door we came through was ripped open by something with massive claws, if I recall.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Any signs of massive claws on either of these doors?
Yes, there are massive claws on the door to the east.
And the door to the north, is it pristine still?
Yes,
actually.
actually.
And it's closed.
Yes. Although that does you little credit. You are aware that Wendigos can assume a gaseous form.
No, I wasn't assuming that it meant it hadn't been through, but I figured it's good information.
That's true.
Well, general wisdom when you're in a maze is to walk along either the right hand wall or the left hand wall. So I'm Ambi. What about you guys?
Well, we could follow the claw marks.
I agree.
I'll walk over to that door in the east. Now you said it was actually closed despite the claw marks?
Yes, as in like something wrenched it open and then slammed it shut again.
All right, I'll look it over with I think I'm still wearing the goggles.
Yeah, I think you've got the goggles.
And checking for magic auras and such. Any signs this door's trapped?
Give me a sweet perception roll. And Holt, give me a wisdom roll.
That's my second 15 in a row, so it's another 35.
Delightful.
Nice. That's gonna be a sexy 3.
Oh man. Holt, geez, something farted in here. Then again, it may simply be the general aura of the entire ruin. The whole place may simply smell like farts. Who knows? That being said, Salandra, this door is definitely not trapped. It is obviously stuck, however.
Hey, Nikolai, do you want to give it... This, I don't see any traps on it, but it looks like it was jammed back in there by something pretty fucking strong. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. But he gives you a weird look as he steps forward to the door and mutters, "Never call me by my first name." And I'm gonna try to wrench the door open.
There was a reason in her head.
So give me that beautiful strength roll.
with my shaken bonus. So that's going to be unnatural 20.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Nice.
no, you're able to shove it open. Give me a dexterity roll.
You got it. Man, you were really milking that -2 for all it's worth. That's a 2.
I mean, did you know that Wendigos have flyby attack and perfect mobility?
I'm about to find out, I'm sure.
You are about to find out. Yes. What's up? It's Wendigo time. So, uh, this thing, like, its feet are on the ceiling and it flips underneath.
Is it coming through the open door?
It is coming through the open doorway.
Okay.
And when it does, it can only make a single attack, but it's perfect chomping distance. Or I'm sorry, perfect chomping range.
Okay.
Does a piss? What is that? How do numbers work? Fuck. Does a 39 beat your armor class,
It does not.
including your shaken penalty?
Shaken affects my armor class?
It does.
What?
Attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, ability checks.
Boo. Piss.
Not to check the rules and the rule words.
No, it's fine. Wait, what's your flat-footed armor class?
41.
Fuck. That was a joke. I know you don't have a dex bonus. Oh,
Use
well.
dex bonus. Gold's is moderately dexterous. Don't you have like a 12 or
I
14?
have 12,
Oh, huh.
so I've got a +1.
What do you know? This thing has reach.
Nice.
So, it swings down, starts biting at your face. You're able to not so easily fend it off with your shield, but fend it off you do. It gets a mouthful of... What's your shield made out of? Just steel?
It's steel, yeah.
Yeah, it gets a mouthful of magical steel, and it, like... It's the shield is stuck in its teeth as it bends back up towards the ceiling. You don't have to let go, but you do get sort of like knocked around in a very unfortunate fashion. It doesn't do any damage, but it is a little like you get knocked on your ass as it bends the shield too high up. You have bad leverage.
Hey, I'll take that.
So you take a little tumble. You're back on your feet in no time at all, but as it goes back up towards the ceiling, it scrabbles up into the ductwork above, disappearing.
So surprise round, we get no actions, right?
Yeah. Although that was its surprise round. Now you know it has secret tunnels.
Secret tunnel.
Holt will point to the air duct, even though you guys most definitely saw that with your perception scores. Great. So it has a network of... I didn't even think I could fit into a place that small. What the fuck?
Their forms are plastic.
It's not quite like they're not like gelatinous cubes. They can't just squelch into any shape, but they can twist their bodies into very unfortunate forms. That being said, if you're able to catch it in the ducts up there, it's not going to be able to do much to retaliate.
One thing to one reminder is that I did cast protection from evil on both Clementine and I last session.
I am glad you didn't cast it on Holt.
Yep.
I would be in a lot of pain.
Clem, that is also a +2 deflection bonus and +2 resistance bonus on saves
Oh, sweet.
against attacks and effects made by evil creatures. And you receive another saving throw if one was allowed to begin with against any spells or effects that possess or exercise mental control over the creatures including enchantment charm effects and enchantment compulsion effects.
Also, a summoned creature of evil alignment cannot touch you.
Huh.
Yeah, protection from evil is possibly the best first level spell.
Yeah, it's that good shit.
It's pretty fucking good. I mean, it only lasts for a minute at level 1, but like, its effects are many and very powerful.
Well timed. I mean, that's 10 rounds of combat.
Yeah. But anyway.
I have a wand of it handy, so I'll restore it when it starts dissipating.
The next room is obviously some servants' quarters. There used to be people here.
I'm also casting Certain Grip, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
By used to be people, does that mean that it just looks in disrepair, or are there bones strewn about?
There are consumed corpses.
There we go.
What
is the level of consumption? Are these things killing for sport or sustenance?
So, Wendigos don't need to eat; they just choose to.
Okay.
So these things have been idly nibbled on. It does appear as if, like, all of them have been stripped from their clothing, and they were forced to huddle together for warmth in the center of the room, like circling out like penguins. Evidently, this Wendigo got bored of their mewling, whimpering, killed them all, and turned them into food.
That's a little fucked up.
So now there is just a large, indiscriminate corpse pile in the center of the room.
Fuck.
It radiates with an almost palpable evil. Like, if someone doesn't do something about this, it's gonna turn into something weird.
Like a corpse orgy?
Like a corpse orgy, but the way smaller.
Should cleanse this place.
Yes, we should.
Unfortunately, none of you brought any wash remover. Got wash? Just remove it.
Yeah, good luck with that. We'll let things still running around.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That being said, obvious exits are east. This door has also been clawed up.
Remembering the external dimensions of this building, how far east can we go?
So the external dimensions of the building, you can't go much further east. This door is definitely going to turn northward. There is an absence of house that way.
Right, that's what I figured.
Is the clawed door the only door?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a closet southward, but it's obviously a closet. Like, it was looted. There's some sort of bizarre, futuristic cleaning fluid all over the place.
No thanks.
It smells very poorly. Some of it's bubbling. Some of it's steaming. You probably should
Also, it's not frozen.
No, evidently it's like antifreeze and was meant to be mixed in water.
Ah. So shouldn't
I wouldn't recommend touching it with your bare hands.
That's a... Yeah, okay.
It will turn your skin into a base.
I have my arcane sight is on. Do I see anything magical in this room?
Besides the pile of corpses? No.
So the pile of corpses is already in the process of kind of becoming something.
Oh yeah, some sort of weird chuckle voodoo is happening to it. I mean, you don't get treated so poorly. You don't get horrifically abused by a Wendigo and consumed without something happening. Like, the creature that's going to pop out of it is going to be like a CR8, CR7. Like, obviously not as strong as the thing that created it, but the point is, this is going to turn into a monster.
Alright, we have to do something about this on the way out.
Alright.
Alright, I'm going to keep an eye out for those tunnels.
A corpse orgy is the perfect is actually the perfect creature for it to turn into. It's only corpse orgy is only large.
Huh.
Yeah, my bad.
I think you made a special exception for the one in the graveyard.
Right.
That was a colossal corpse orgy.
That one was I'm calling it a grand falloon.
Oh, okay.
Praise Castlevania.
Praise Castlevania.
The corpse
Praise
orgy
Castlevania.
sees in all directions at once. Therefore, it cannot be flanked. You don't say.
Just don't want to fight it.
Instead
It's just
of
a
fighting
time
it,
when you
I would
run.
prefer not to.
About to say, corpse orgies have very poor mobility. It's like that scene from Prometheus. Just move to the side. It's not gonna fall on you. Fuck it. Anyway, so
To the eastern door.
to the eastern door. This door is also stuck.
I'm just gonna look at the scratches on Holt's shield, and say, "You're still a tough fucker."
Oh yeah.
It
I
becomes
haven't been able to find anything to dent this in a while.
I just pat him on the shoulder.
now that you're looking at it, Salandra, give me a knowledge. Give me some knowledges. You realize there is a discrepancy between the claws of the Wendigo and the claws on the door.
Knowledge planes, Arcana.
I can't tell you what to roll.
All right. All right. I'll go with knowledge planes.
Sounds good.
And that knowledge planes is a 36.
What's large, burly, and infernal?
Lots, but pit fiends come to mind.
You are absolutely correct.
Oh fuck!
These claws bear all of the bearing of what you understand to be pit fiend claws. Now that you think about it, the scent of sulfur is faint but present.
Fuck me.
More so, just to clarify things, you can see the drag of one of those infernal greatswords they love to wield.
This just got a little more complicated, guys.
What do you mean?
There's at the very least, there was a pit fiend here.
Huh.
You guys ran into one of those in your dream, right? They told me the details of their dream, or at least some of the details of their dream, didn't they?
This is true.
Yes.
And there were definitely pit fiends present, because they were on the hell side of the Temple of the Damned. Fortress of the Damned? Fuck it. I don't remember what I called it. It doesn't matter. It's of the Damned. Temple, fortress, take your pick. It is all of the above.
From what I understand, they're around on par with that Balor we fought not too long back. But they're not pushovers.
I would think not.
Do you think they're working together, or?
It's hard to imagine. But who the fuck knows?
About to say, it's not impossible, but it would be rather unlikely.
They don't seem like the type to share territory.
No.
But a pit fiend is exactly the type of guardian that Daskis would want for his dwelling.
That is true.
The why it's ripping through the doors like this doesn't quite fit. Fuck. It's got very complicated.
Can you bind a demon to protect a structure?
You can bind a demon to a locale, yeah. I mean, you can bind a
Colt
devil.
excuses himself.
You can bind either any any extra dimensional entity can, if you have enough magic, you can bind it. Usually they're fucking pissed off about that, though. I don't imagine this is going to be the optimal dwelling place for a pit fiend. They tend to like warmer climates.
Well, then
As
maybe
in
we should send
volcanoes.
them back to hell.
I agree, Holt.
So I vaguely recall that fire is pretty much fucking useless against most major devils. So
Yes,
Um,
you are correct. I'll teach you the difference between resistance and immunity.
so fire good for Wendigo, bad for pit fiend.
Strange how this works.
Hmm.
I don't believe a pit fiend has any outstanding weaknesses.
Us.
It's like a TF2 soldier. No real strengths, no real weaknesses either.
The three of us together can take on most things.
Exactly.
If we get separated, we may. Yeah, it's a somewhat different story.
Well, we won't do much staying in this room.
All right, I'm keeping my eye open explicitly for those openings. Holt, do you mind continuing to take the lead?
Please. allow me.
All right, let me just double check this door and make sure there's nothing fucking weird about it. That's a 27 on my perception check.
There is nothing obviously weird about this door. Nothing that you haven't already noticed. At least that you notice.
Okay. Stand off to the side in case it tosses something at us.
I have brother out and ready.
Holt's going to draw Audra and try and force this door open.
Roll that beautiful strength footage.
Beautiful, beautiful shaken strength footage, but sometimes you roll a 19, so you know what. Plus 2 is 21.
You jam that shit right closed. Solandra, can I get a perception check?
Uh, 31.
31? That's a very big number. That is not a big enough number.
Damn.
Clementine, what is your armor class?
Uh-oh. Clementine's armor class is a 27.
Okay. So you take...
Is it 27 or 29?
Oh, 29, excuse me.
A very important question. So you take... you still get hit. But you take 19 plus... Oh my god! 19 points of cold damage, although you probably resist a lot of that. All of that? I don't know.
You have at least 10 points. I don't know about the rest.
Yep, I've got 10 points of cold
So you
damage.
take 9.
Hot. And now, what's your CMD?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. CMD as in dicked down?
Yes, as in dick
It's a
down.
30.
Okay. What's the maneuver bonus? It can't have gone far. Oh, there it is. It gets a bonus on grappling.
Is this the Wendigo again, or is
What does?
The Wendigo has Clementine in its mouth.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
Fuck!
May I do a thing?
What would you like to do?
I would like to transform into a colossal fire elemental.
Oh man, you would certainly love to transform into a colossal fire elemental, but fuck me, it's hard to focus on doing that when you're in this thing's mouth. Give me a sweet,
Concentration?
Yeah, about to say concentration. So we're so it's just a here we are. Concentration checks and casting spells. You take damage while trying to cast a spell. You must make a concentration check equal to DC 10 plus the damage taken plus the level of the spell you're casting. So, I'm going to need a concentration check of 19 plus 9, 28. You're thankfully, because you're using an ability and not casting a spell, I'm not going to add the level of the spell you're casting because you're not.
Sweet.
So that's going to be a
28 DC.
well, no, it's 10 plus that. So it's 38 DC from the injury, and then a 52 concentration check because you're in its mouth. Because
Cool.
that
So,
check is the Grapplers combat
concentration
maneuver
check, I roll a
bonus.
d20.
Okay.
What do I add to that?
So you add your caster
your level. Yeah.
Okay.
and your relevant casting ability.
Okay.
So you may not be able to do it.
Wait.
I mean, I guess it's a plus 20.
39.
So the 39 overcomes the injury. Now roll again to see if you can overcome the in its mouth check.
Okay. And a 40.
Unfortunately, a 40 is not as high as 52.
It is not.
So you're like, I'm just gonna turn into a fire elemental and fuck this thing's up. But
And then it put a claw in my spleen, and I had other plans.
But it is having a very hard time keeping control of you. Like, you do intermittently turn into fire, and it's like, no, that's bad. No, must stay in mouth. No, must not stay in mouth. So, everybody, roll for initiative.
Oh, big money, big money, big money, big money.
Big money, big pizza.
Good distraction. Good idea, too, by the way.
Thank you.
It was a great idea.
Was a great idea.
Yes.
Don't I have a bonus? Think I do.
Initiative is +7. Why is it plus? Oh, yeah, I know why it's +7. Okay, so that's 24.
21.
11.
The Wendigo goes first.
Fuck.
So, Pidge, I'm gonna need you to make a will save.
Okay.
That is definitely Clementine's jam.
This is true.
One of us had to have a
Is
wisdom
this
score.
something I get to add protection from evil to?
Yes.
30.
Damn, son. So it turns into wind and goes back into one of its hidey holes. And you do not join it in its windy journey as it howls curses as it flees back into its hidey holes.
I am fire. I am death.
You will not be trying that again. Not to you, anyway.
Clem, you okay?
Uh-huh.
Fuck, where did that thing go? Back up and...
I think that was a wind walk. Jeez, Clem.
I think it was trying
Fuck.
to take me with it. So just,
It was.
be aware of that as a thing it can do.
Yeah,
Let's kind of brush you off a little bit.
When you and it merge in the wind walk, that's how the curse spreads. Oh, the good news is Holt is immune to Wendigo psychosis.
I am!
Hooray!
Because it's a curse!
High five, Holt!
Nice!
I do believe that this thing's limited knowledges do prevent it from knowing that. It's not stupid by any stretch of the imagination, but like, fucking, who studied Hellbred? Seriously.
Yeah, there's not many of us. Thank goodness.
There aren't that many books collecting dust in Aziz's library, and the book on Hellbred is one of them. Every once in a while, some particularly edgy kid is like, "Whoa, Hellbred!" But beyond that, nah, man, nah. So, do you continue down the hallway?
Yes.
So the door bends north, and then
Is this the door opens onto a hall or into a room?
The door opens onto a hall, and the hall bends north and then west, and then leads to a door facing north, which has been unlocked and opened.
As we're walking through the hall, are there any more scratch marks on the walls or smell of brimstone?
Give me a sweet wisdom roll.
Oh boy. That's going to be an 18.
Yes.
Nice.
It has gotten more powerful. In this room, there is an exceptionally large, red, bubbling corpse.
Oh.
Red, people-shaped, horned, very, very, very demonic in appearance. What it actually was is very difficult to tell at this point of decomposition.
It doesn't seem like the Pit Fiend, though.
No, definitely not the Pit Fiend.
Mm.
Pit Fiends have weapons, and the Wendigo wouldn't have. Every Pit Fiend worth his salt has a Devil Blade. It's not really a particularly effective or powerful magical weapon. A Pit Fiend doesn't need that. But
It's a status symbol.
exactly. It's a status symbol. As you'll recall, those who were defending the Fortress of the Damned possessed them. And I mean, some Pit Fiends, as they climb the ranks of Infernal Duke, those blades become more dangerous than their natural weapons. But until then, it's just a symbol of status. This thing does not have it. And its corpse is slowly rotting away. The cold does not seem to be agreeing with it.
I'm gonna pull a vial out of my bag and like a little sort of couple of pincer type tools and just take a small sample from it.
Sounds good. You have some sweet, dank primordial demon goo.
Primordial demon goo.
I'll starper it up and put it back.
This room it used to be a very large kitchen. It is no longer. It is now a wreck. There was obviously a battle here. I think you're pretty confident you found the loser, but you're not sure who the winner was.
Does it seem to have been the claw marks from the Pit Fiend, or does it seem to have been the Wendigo's sort of
Hard
pathology?
to tell. There's not much left of this thing.
Does it look like this thing's been gnawed at all?
No, it hasn't been consumed, although a Wendigo probably wouldn't eat it.
Too spicy.
Let's say too spicy. It's not people. Like demons and devils don't have souls, so Wendigos are not interested in them. Devils and demons are more manifestations of their planar realms. Once again, a Wendigo does not give a fuck. You're not food and you're not people. I don't give a shit about you. Level 9 Warlock. But so obvious exits are east, north.
No, we're currently facing west, right? Coming through that door was the door on the west?
The door was on the north.
It was on the north. Okay.
So I can give you a little view of how the basic area looks. You telling me it's pronounced Draffix? So, you started in room 1, went to room 4, and now you're in the room, that isn't room 8.
Oh, alright, so we didn't do that little U-shaped thing.
No, that was the broom closet. I decided it was dumb and not important, so I wanted to make sure that it was something that you didn't want to investigate. It's filled with,
Cool.
It's filled with piss and ammonia. Don't go in there. And yes, I know you know what piss and ammonia does.
I mean,
Alright.
it's ammonia also piss. It's just don't piss in a thing of bleach because you'll get mustard gas.
Oh shit! I meant bleach and ammonia. Nah, now it's just piss and ammonia. So it's awful. Don't.
It'll
oh,
make you go
God.
blind.
It'll make you go blind. But so you're in room 3. Obvious exits are west, north, and east.
Well, west would be on the track where we've been taking so far.
Glad that you have a sense of direction.
Oh no, sorry. East would be on the track we've been taking so far. No, sorry, I'm bad. I'm bad.
The northern door has been marked with a strange sigil.
Okay.
The rune
I would like
work-
to examine it.
The rune work is slapdash and simple, but effective.
Do I recognize that?
Give me your knowledge arcane.
That's a terrible skill for me.
My condolences.
Alright, knowledge arcana. Is a I rolled pretty badly, so 35.
Oh no, only a 35. It is evidently
Aw.
a rune of energy draining. Anyone who tries to open the door will get zapped by it.
And energy draining does what? Steals magic?
2d4 negative levels. No save.
Ew. Ew.
No save, no miss. I mean, you can shrug off the negative levels later, but later is not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you tell if...
Which door is that?
That is the northward door.
Alright, so how about the westward door?
The westward door has no sigils or marks on it.
And the eastward door?
And the eastward door also.
Alright, so the eastward door...
And the westward door and eastward door... the westward door, it's in some sort of strange state. As you draw close to it, you can tell it's sort of bending inwards. As if there's some sort of backdraft going on there, but that's not possible. It would be warmer.
But almost as if there is a lower pressure on the other side than on this side.
Yes.
Getting close to the western door, can we hear anything on the other side?
Give me a perception roll.
I would love to, with my -2. So 17.
Not bad. That's a good roll.
You can
Yeah.
hear buzzing flies on the other side.
Uh-huh.
Which is also very strange.
Yeah, it seems like it would be too cold.
Exactly. And the
What's going on,
eastern
Holt?
door reveals another stuck door and a strange sour smell coming from under it.
Fuck.
I don't like either of these doors, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Well, we can neutralize that door in a couple of different ways. Looking at the sigil, that thing will suck some of the life out of you, but your armor, well, both of our armors and both of our amulets, looking at Clementine, should be able to neutralize it. And if worse comes to worse, we could dispel it. Most likely.
Do we have to go that way?
We don't have to go that way. I'm reluctant to kind of waste the resources on it until I know better.
Let's rule out the other option, shall we?
Yep. Agreed.
So, buzzing flies or weird smells?
I think the weird smell, just to be consistent.
All right.
Directionally consistent?
Yeah, I hate doing it, but
No, it's a good idea.
I kind of like just flipping a coin, but
That's a good way to get lost.
yeah, I have no sense of direction, so I like,
Somebody give me a strength check. This door is knackered.
I volunteer.
I love that word, knackered. It's a beautiful word.
It's like
It
stove
is
up.
a beautiful word. That will be 20.
The guys who butchered horses, I think, right?
Yes.
Oh. You get this door swiftly unstuck. Yes, there is definitely something foul smelling through this hallway, but what it is, you can't quite tell.
2 and there. Way. I'm taking notes as we do this. So.
And
Is
the
it-
hallway twists to your left and goes straight north.
Still keeping an eye out for our fucking guerrilla warfare.
Guerrilla warfare Wendigo.
Yeah,
Sal, keep an eye towards the ceiling if you can see any more of those vents.
I've been looking. It's hard. The shadows play tricks in here.
You know, the more we move through it, the more I'm thinking this is a really strange layout for a house.
Yeah, it's almost as if the Chosen created it through some sort of random generator. Or
I'm gonna try something.
What do you try, Clementine?
I cast Foresight on myself.
Oh.
wow, I don't know what that does in Pathfinder.
This spell grants you a powerful sixth sense in relation to yourself or another. Once Foresight is cast, you receive instantaneous warnings of impending danger or harm to the subject of the spell, in this case myself. You are never surprised or flat-footed. In addition, the spell gives you a general idea of what action you might take to best protect yourself, and gives you a +2 insight bonus to AC and on reflex saves.
How long does it last?
10 minutes per level, so 190 minutes.
So like
A long time.
fucking hours.
That's pretty
Holy
good.
shit!
What level is that? Is that a 9th level spell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one in 5th edition does something a little bit simpler. It gives you advantage on all attacks and saves, and gives your opponents disadvantage on all attacks and saves against you.
Fuck me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered instead the sweet embrace of death? Baby Moses.
Yeah,
Fifth
it's a
edition
nice.
is all about advantage, you know? It's either you have it or you don't.
Yeah, I cast it on a thief, and they're pretty much freaking sneak attacking nonstop.
Oh yeah, because they get sneak attacks on advantage. Anyway, I wouldn't know anything about that.
You had advantage a lot.
Yes. So y'all head through the hallway.
I let him play a halfling with luck.
Oh, you
Oh, no.
dumbass.
Well, no, I had luck, and then I took the lucky feat.
Oh my god.
So I had
You did that!
I had 3 rerolls, and I couldn't roll a 1. Whenever I rolled a 1, I got to roll again. Yeah, I was just a fucking 20 rolling machine. Oh, Dave, I got a 1. You know what that means? I get to re-roll. I got a 2. I don't like the look of that. So I'm feeling pretty lucky, so I'm going to roll again. I got another 1, so I get to roll again. And I got a 17. That's pretty good. Isn't it?
Renauld was rolled badly enough that this frequently was not overwhelming. This was like level playing field, basically.
Right.
Hey, Pitch, maybe you should take the lucky feat on one of your characters.
Shut the fuck up.
Why don't you learn to shut the fuck up? So.
What's at the end of this hallway?
Right. Clementine, it's weird having this spell activated. It's not uncomfortable or anything, but you have you have one set of eyes looking towards tomorrow and another set of eyes looking towards today. Like, as you take steps through the hallway, you get this intense sense of deja vu as if you've already done this, but you haven't already done this. You're just perceiving what it is that you already have done, having done it. You're experiencing what you've done, doing.
This shit's better than Whisper.
You're not wrong, and it's a 9th level spell for a reason.
Exactly.
Like, it's so bizarre understanding what you're going to do before it happens. Thankfully, the sixth sense that it gives you only extends out for a few seconds, but still, like, as it says, getting surprised is not a thing that exists for you. In the sheer amount of time you have before the future meets the present, you're able to prepare yourself seamlessly. But, in any event, unfortunately, it's so instinctual, you can't rely on it. You can't ask it questions.
That's fair.
Is
That's
what
fair.
I'm saying. It has become an instinctual part of you. But anyway, you head northward. There is another door. It is facing west. It is unlocked. The familiar sensation of warmth emits from the other side.
See anything, Sal?
Nothing so far. Do you need me to make a perception roll, Ronald, or?
Nope.
Here goes.
Found
I'm going
fantastic
to-
green.
I'm going to open the unlocked door.
On the other side. It's a little overdramatic for what's actually happening. But you're kind of amazed to find a pit fiend reading a book.
Oh,
Nikolai Holt. I wasn't expecting to see you here. At the center of the room, which appears to be a very large and well-stocked library, there is a bonfire. It is evident that the bonfire is being stoked with books, among the other pieces of furniture.
likewise, we weren't expecting to run into you either.
Slender had started to raise her hand in an arcane gesture as soon as she saw this thing, and then, like, what the fuck?
Holt shrugs and we'll take a few steps inside the room. Not moving in a threatening manner, but he does still have his sword in his hand.
Greetings, Lord Holt. I am Jagthag, Lord of Zozganov. A pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Nice to meet you as well.
Are you still channeling Leviathan?
I am.
He wrinkles his nose a bit.
I don't think I'm aware of why he would get a look of disgust, so I'm
No, it
electing to ignore it.
it goes right over your head.
Mm-hmm.
As near as you can tell, he's delivering some minor gesture of disrespect. You would tell him to kneel, but you realize that's a terrible idea.
That is a terrible idea. I managed to pass that wisdom save at least.
You're like, what the fuck? Is this guy not listening to me? He needs to respect my authority. Wait a minute.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe it is I who should be respecting a little bit of authority.
We're being casual to each other.
Right. But yeah, he is reading some gnarly book. And,
Can I catch the title? Or is it in a language I don't understand?
Let me see. Oh, Jesus Christ. The book he is reading is titled Butcher of Ancestors.
Huh.
In what language?
It appears to be in, did the Chosen have language? Oh, no, they just wrote everything in Celestial. It appears to be in Celestial.
Then I don't know what it says.
Solandra does.
Well, we have no quarrel with you.
Certainly not.
We're actually, hunting the other creature that seems to have made its home place.
Oh, that would be nice. It makes this terrible sound impossible to read.
Well, then in a gesture of camaraderie, allow us to end it for you.
Oh, thank you very much. I will remember to tell all of my friends about the magnanimity of Nikolai Holt.
I do try. And Holt gives kind of an exaggerated bow.
It idly flips pages as it leans up against a bookshelf.
Excellent. What doors are out of this place?
Obvious...
And are there any air vents in here?
There are air vents. This thing does not seem to be willing to come close, though. You get the distinct impression that... You succeed on your sense motive roll. The sort of aura and attitude coming off of this pit fiend is that the Wendigo is not something he's afraid of. It's something that's a bother.
It's a nuisance.
All things being equal, a pit fiend could kick a Wendigo's ass easily, and it's not equal because Wendigos are vulnerable to fire.
Truth. So like
There it is.
This thing has got the antidote to that shit.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think they're particularly concerned about cold or pretty much anything a Wendigo can do. So,
like it can't deliver. The pit fiend is not afraid of it. It can't deliver Wendigo psychosis. It can't succeed on its wind walking away with it, and it can't deliver nightmares to the pit fiend because it doesn't sleep. Like, fuck, the Wendigo loses this fight every single way. But if the Wendigo doesn't want to get caught, the thing's just not going to get caught. Also, this pit fiend doesn't seem to give a shit about it. Like, why would I go and kill this bug? All it does is make some noise. Yes, Solandra, give me a knowledge planes.
pretty good. Too many skills. 41.
His devil blade denotes him as a very low duke. He only controls one settlement, and it's clear that settlement isn't particularly notable or important. A self-absorbed devil, if you ever saw one.
Does that make him just a sort of standard pit fiend then, or is he still above a standard pit fiend?
He's still above a standard pit fiend. The fact that he has a blade at all means that he does have a landed title in hell, which is more so than others.
So that makes him like not very far on the path to being an archdevil, but on the path to being an archdevil.
Definitely. Although the sense of ambition you get from this guy is not very great. Although, I mean, you do see some sense to his strategy. the less he rocks the boat, the more likely he may accidentally become the more likely he may accidentally become a devil lord without even trying, and in doing so, he will have no rivals save for those who wish for his throne.
Well, and essentially, if you get away from all the internecine fighting, you can always come back and kill whoever weakened themselves in the victory.
You have figured out his plan exquisitely, and it is obvious from how he is spending his time. Idly
So
whittling away the hours.
So the books that he's burning. I mean, I noticed these books are written in Celestial, so the most chosen stuff was written in Celestial.
Right.
So, but the ones that he's choosing to burn, can I make out the details of any of them?
He makes it quite clear as he finishes Butcher of Ancestors and tosses it into the flame, grabbing another off the shelf and beginning to read it.
Fucking evil.
He smiles with like no small sense of glee, consigning such an ancient text to the flame without transcribing it. It is locked safely within his mind, the knowledge therein to him alone.
One of my favorite Shel Silverstein poems is called The Prayer of the Selfish Child. And it goes, "Now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray that all my toys should break, so none of the other kids can use them. Amen."
That is basically what this guy is doing. There is no doubt in your mind that someday down the line, if he should be cornered and captured, he will pull a fucking Scheherazade and be like, well, do you want to know the secrets of...
Hey kid, you want to butcher some ancestors?
You want to butcher some ancestors?
I'm sorry, which doors lead out of here?
Right. Obvious exits are west.
I am glancing through this library with my arcane sight, seeing if there are any obvious magical auras near. Aside from the fucking infernal blaze in the middle of the room.
Nope.
And I'm not talking about the bonfire. I'm talking about the pitch field.
Oh,
Right.
I mean, the bonfire does emit a sort of a nasty negative aura. You realize that was the sour smell that you smelled before. It's the sound. It's the smell of burning glue and paper. Right. Obvious exits are west. There are no obvious magical auras.
Then I guess we're gonna go to the west door.
The door is unlocked and leads
Open it
to
and
a small 5-foot byway before leading to another door.
okay.
Before you leave, Jugthug merely quips, "Happy hunting," as he begins to read Boys and Criminals.
A fun pulp novel.
Yeah, basically. Ooh, although he is about to read Stranger Without Faith, and he is not entirely certain if stranger is meant to be, like, a noun or an adjective.
That's a good one. I'm writing that down.
Are there stuffy academics arguing about that in the land of...
There definitely are not. Moose ears, it is very clear that it is an adjective. As you read it, it's an entire treatise in text about how those lacking belief become very odd. It was evidently a problem that the Chosen faced at some time in their history. There was an epidemic of faithlessness.
Huh. So we close the door to the library behind us, and is this western door that we're currently facing locked?
It is not locked.
Any claw marks around the door frame?
No.
All right. Then look to my companions and open up this door.
I know that was not a fight we needed, and that was the right thing to do. But fuck. All right, I am keeping my eyes open for fucking Wendigos
Just
because
keep
I really
telling
want to
your-
kill something.
Keep telling yourself that these are Doskius's books.
The next room contains.
I'm sure Daskius hoarded tomes of light along with tomes of shadow in equal measure. He probably didn't read any of the fucking things.
You are absolutely.
He had people for that.
Mm,
Wait, what's
fucking
that?
entitled bastard.
Fuck, there was a presidential campaign that was like, vote for Andrew Jackson, who can fight and kill, not so-and-so who can read. But anyway, this room is evidently, well, it used to be some sort of magical, techno-magic laboratory space. Now there's not much left in it but broken dreams and shattered science.
Oh, fuck. Good thing Grub isn't here.
Oh, he would
He'd
cry.
cry.
You know it.
That's literally what Slandra was saying.
Like fucking bitch tears rolling down his cheeks. Like he would have to lift up his goggles so he didn't get waterlogged. Yeah, any experiments that went on here are both beyond your ability to understand and at the same time, like beyond any measure of being understood. Like,
Does any of
everything
this
is so
seem
fucked up.
to relate to the preserving, looking like the machines we saw in the last facility?
No, nothing like that in here.
Okay.
If there are, they've been smashed beyond recognition. And if that's the case, then your quest has already been completed before you even got here. Christ, what a waste.
Well, do
I
I
don't
still feel
think
do I still feel the pull of my oath?
You do indeed.
Not here.
Obvious exits are west and south. Unless you want to go back into the library. Would be my guess.
I mean, Jagfag's pretty chill. So
Yeah,
It's
let's
true.
keep going.
Holt, you've never met a devil on sabbatical before.
no, and Holt's gonna mention that. Gemma said that he was on a vacation,
Huh.
taking some free time.
Well,
That's
I guess even devils get days off.
Which leads
Like-
those involved
are
to
there
wonder...
devil unions?
Oh, there's
Oh.
nothing but devil unions.
Most certainly.
they were the ones who determined how to corrupt unions. So
They had to understand how they worked first. Anyway,
I like it.
so west or south?
West or south? That is the choice.
I've lost track of of the path. So
Oh yeah, you've been turned around a couple times. It's hard to figure things out now.
Don't die, Dave.
Try not to die.
Fucking hell, jungle cigarettes still get to me sometimes.
Fucking ditchweed. But yes, west or south.
West.
Sure. Western door unlocked, stuck.
What does this mean? Oh, well then. Well, Jesus Christ. All right. So the western door, seems to be stuck a little. There's something strange about it. You're not quite certain.
It doesn't look jammed.
Yeah,
But-
that's the thing. Like, there's no reason for it to have been jammed. Like, it's obvious that Jackthag, like, opened up all the doors in his way and slammed them shut behind him so as to not be disturbed and maybe keep the warmth in a little.
Right, that makes sense.
He didn't go through this door. Why would it have ended up like that?
Maybe there's
What-
some other third thing running around this place?
I mean, obviously a Baylor came to interrupt him, and he did not take kindly to that.
Oh shit, that was a Baylor?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, when better to attack a pit fiend than when he's on vacation?
You know, that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. An assassination attempt was made. It did not succeed.
I'll investigate the door.
Yes, please. With your special eyes.
Give me a sweet perception roll.
That is a 38.
Ah, so I've got strange news. The good news is that there's no magical traps. The bad news is that the entire door has been covered by dragon bile. You do not
Fuck.
want to touch that.
I step back.
Oh?
Don't touch that one.
Okay.
You've heard of Dragon Bile?
No.
Uh-uh.
Is it literal dragon bile?
I think so. It's, if I remember correctly, it's a really, really nasty contact poison. I think we ran into it in Gemma's Fortress.
You are correct. I
Clem
it
just
is a nasty
gives a
contact
shrug
poison.
and goes, poison schmoisoned. You want me to open it?
You're immune to poisons?
Can you reach
Yes,
the
she
handle?
is.
If you give me a boost.
She's a fire, Clementine, you're a fire elemental, remember?
I transform
Oh.
back into a halfling.
I mean, you could remain a fire elemental and open it.
I shall.
Don't ask me how a being of fire opens or closes a door. Shut the fuck up. The fire has mass now.
It's D&D, that's how.
That's how.
We've been walking with a colossal fire elemental for this place?
Not colossal, simply large.
Okay.
It's only a 9-foot tall fire elemental. Don't worry about it. It's still chilly. So yeah, Clem, between you being on fire and immune to poison, you're able to open this door without worrying about the dragon bile.
She gives a fiery thumbs up.
It wasn't actually even really stuck at all. It was just, closed on purpose with the intent that someone would open it. And then there would be no way to avoid getting poisoned opening this thing.
Oh, Holt, don't breathe those fumes.
Oh. Takes a step back.
Yeah, you guys are good.
All right, wait for the smoke from the where Clementine burnt
The poison gas dissipates.
and then I will cautiously look inside.
Let's see if I can find. Ooh. I like it. Inside is an almost pristine information nexus meets bedroom.
I turn to Sylvandra and go, what do your wet dreams look like?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of technology, so. but it's not bad.
Is this place powered or?
It is.
Hmm.
Monster
looking-
just reached over and put his paw on my arm.
I'm looking around for ventilation shafts that this thing could come through.
Give me that sweet perception roll.
That is a 35.
None above. Be mindful of the realm below.
So shafts in the floor.
Yes.
How many are we talking about?
There are 3 obvious entrances and exits, but the floor is so saturated with splinters and holes that this thing could windwalk its way up, nearly wherever it wished.
Fuck. Does the station show signs of recent use?
No.
Does the floor look unstable with all of the missing bits?
No.
Okay.
It's sort of honeycombed.
Yes.
Hmm. How about the ceiling? Is it the same, or the ceiling seem solid?
The ceiling actually does seem solid. You get the distinct impression that it was meant to withstand stronger than what impacted it.
What caused the holes in the floor? Do we have a clear idea?
You get the distinct impression it was the Wendigo that caused the holes in the floor. It created an entire series of Vietnam-esque tunnels throughout this entire structure to make it a natural hunting ground.
Clementine, I'm getting pretty fucking annoyed with this thing. Do you want to seal this room up tight?
Sure.
I mean, I could do it too. It's just that I probably have to use Wall of Force. I don't have stone memorized. But I think you could just you could pretty much just replace this floor with a good one.
That's an idea.
Clever. If you cast Wall of Stone, you will create a floor of stone that this thing will not be able to windwalk through. It will probably be able to power its way through, but that will buy you time and you'll know where it's coming from.
Exactly. Whoop. Floor of stone.
I'm going to spend a point from our arcane pool and restore technomancy. Oh no, actually, I'm going to use one of my pearls of power.
Nice.
So much for potion paralysis.
I have not used the pearls of power since we left District 2 for the first time. So I'm going to use one of... It's like, where the fuck is that? Oh! What is in my pocket? A pearl of power. Oh, that's where it went to.
Oh, hey, it's this guy.
All right, and so I'm restoring technomancy,
Sounds good.
and I walk over to the console and I will cast technomancy,
Sweet.
which essentially
Make a knowledge engineering roll as you examine these systems. While you calculate that roll, I'm gonna go piss.
that's an even 30. That's like the 6th 15 I've rolled tonight.
I've also been rolling on the high end of things too. It's why can't you do this more often?
Yeah, well, let's see how we do when we're actually fighting the fucking thing.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Luckily,
But you think of all the natural 20s you get on perception rolls where it's like, oh, it's not trapped. Fuck.
I don't believe in such a thing as a wasted 20.
I know, but still.
So, what did you get?
30.
30. You start checking out these computers. It's basically like there are a lot of camera feeds that don't work anymore. Where they went to, you'll never really know. But you can tell that this entire system was meant to catalog information, gossip, blackmail material. You find countless pieces of information and tidbits left in notes and files on all of the noble families of the peak. Most of this information is useless now. But there are litanies and catalogs of incest, rape
Is this-
babies, evil plans gone awry, experiments deliberately sabotaged.
Whose room was this? Daskius or Selena's?
This was Daskius' room,
Daskius' room.
although it's obvious that Selena shared it with him.
Oh, that's just fucking horrible.
You're welcome!
No thanks.
All right, throw up a little in my mouth.
Oh,
There's a reason why Slandra forgave Selena after she like saw her past.
I mean, you can forgive her and then also kill her for crimes.
I think those two things are mutually exclusive.
Holt disagrees.
I disagree.
Any arcane signatures in this room outside of the console?
No, there are none.
All right, the data that I'm specifically looking for is the location of the Daskius line.
There is no obvious information in these systems about that. Evidently, he wouldn't have needed to catalog it. He would just know it.
All right. Additionally, I'll see if there's anything interesting about Vindries.
It is clear that Daskius was aware of Vindries' powerful temper, let's say. And he had a plan in place to use that to get her into a situation where she would be executed or banished. But he was only going to do that after her father's death. If Aspartine were still alive, he would understand that he would face deep repercussions for it. If she weren't there, he would do everything in his power to destroy him, and everything that he found to be unjust. Her alive was one of the only things that stopped him from doing that, because he knew that if he were to do that, she would suffer. If she were dead, there would be nothing on heaven or earth that would stop him from committing his plans of vengeance and justice.
This is like fucking wading through filth. Fuck.
You're correct. The entire peak's political quagmire is laid bare for you. And you get the distinct impression that, although Daskius was very well connected, this is not everything there was.
This is just fucking loathsome. It's all written in Celestial, so you guys probably don't.
Oh, I definitely don't read that. I wasn't even paying attention. I was watching the door.
I was watching
This
the door,
whole-
not looking at the text that hurts my eyes.
This whole fucking thing seems to be just blackmail material on people who are fucking dead.
No records of where he hid his baby-making stash?
No. Is there any is there any other useful information in this damn thing?
There does not appear to be. I mean, Selena does have a journal of just like all of the casual and petty cruel things that she's done while she wasn't under Perfect's control.
Like what?
Like I I kicked snow into Kevin's face, and when he had snow in his eyes, I stole his comms. I told Lily that if she didn't sleep with me, I'd tell her that that I'd tell my father that she refused me. Things like that.
I already know it all.
Oh yeah. Simple and careless acts of like total depravity.
My knowledge, engineering, technomancy. Do I know how to? You know something? I'm not a believer in destroying knowledge, but this is just knowledge that is of no use to anyone.
Do you delete System 32?
Yep. Reformat the hard drive.
You delete System 32 and reformat the hard drive. You brick this shit.
It seems like a lot of work to go through when I could have just poked it.
Transfer your gremlins.
Oh no.
Use them for good.
Any other magic in this room?
There is no obvious magic in this room.
I do scan around if you see if he has any hidden caches or whatever.
You check behind the painting, nothing. You tap on the brick, you tap on the plasteel behind the painting. Does not sound hollow on the other side.
I look under the bed.
Hey! There is a lead-lined box.
Hey!
Nice.
Clem
Oh,
proudly pulls
lead.
it out.
Lead.
Good old fucking lead.
Must be something particularly juicy in there.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, a lead-lined case in a refrigerated compartment.
Refrigerated compartments.
Yes. As in, it was properly stored.
All right. I will, just examine it first before I do anything.
It is locked, and you get the distinct impression that destroying it is going to be very difficult. If the plane's black box is indestructible, why not make the whole plane out of the black box?
Is my oath twitching?
Your oath is twitching. You have found the source of your oath. Not even the lead lining around this container.
I
can
found the
protect
source
it.
of the twitching! It's a pipe bomb!
Yay!
I pull a wand out of my bag that looks like a small hammer. This may not be enough. Let's see. I make a motion towards the case and cast knock.
Hey. Make a caster level check against the DC of the lock with a +10 bonus.
This is based on what's his name's
Deuteronomy?
Oh,
Deuteronomy.
Fair enough. So that's going to be at a +16.
Okay, that's a 33.
Unfortunately, you are not able to undo this lock.
Fuck.
You can tell that the spell worked, it just wasn't powerful enough.
How large is this case?
This case is not very large at all. It's a bit smaller than like a human head. What's in Dick Cheney's man-sized safe?
It's the real
He had a man-sized safe in his office, and no one was allowed to know what was inside.
Any indication of anything besides the refrigerated compartment here?
You check out under the mattress some more. No.
All right. I'm gonna wait before we expend any outrageous magic. Just shove it into my my haversack.
I was about to say, you've got it, so you can destroy it at your leisure. Or do something weird and freaky with it, you know, I'm not the police of you. Obvious exits of this room are south and, you know, the way you came.
Well, do you guys have a pressing need for us to either explore this fucking place or kill that fucking thing? I mean, I personally would really like to kill that fucking thing, but I'm not sure if it's, you know, just getting the fuck out of here might be a better option.
I made a promise, didn't I? I'm a man of my word.
Oh, you promised the fucking devil that you'd kill it?
More or less. I, too, would like to hunt down this thing.
All right.
Don't we want it gone so this will be a safer area?
Well, it's not the only one.
Clem, safety is what we care about.
Absolutely, we're just being good Boy Scouts.
If there were people around here to suffer, I'd be, you know, all over it. But but okay, I'm not going to object to killing it. It just you know, if it were right here in front of me, that'd be fun. But hunting it down through this labyrinth, that's going to be interesting.
I don't know, maybe there's a basement to this place. If I was a weird monster, that's where I would hide.
It can hide in the walls, it can hide in the floors, it can hide in the bookshelves and the cabinets. It can take the form of wind.
I mean, at least you can recognize it as a particularly aggressive cloud. Small consolation.
Alright, let's go kill this fucking thing.
I agree.
So, shall you go south of the way you came?
I refreshed protection from evil on both Clementine and I. I presume we're coming towards the end of it.
You are correct.
Let's go. I start to reach out to Holt, and then I snap my fingers and just hold a finger up. Sorry.
No, it's quite all right.
Habits.
Thank you for remembering.
So right, south or east?
Clementine, cast this on you hurts. Fuck. Ow.
Sorry.
Let's go south.
Good call. Halt, you realize going out the way you came won't entice it to attack. It doesn't want to go near the pit fiend for obvious reasons.
Exactly, so we should just not go in that corner.
Yeah.
Really?
To room 6, as it were.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I did. So you go through the southern door and you enter room 2. Room 2 is a fantastic, beautifully decorated dining room, festooned with gore. So allow me to set the scene.
Please do.
Sat at the dining table is the entire Doskius clan. What's left of them, anyway. Every chair has a butt in it. And every owner of that chair has been stuffed and bloated until they burst. You suddenly draw new inspiration for what became of the servants. It becomes clear that the Wendigo is taking some sort of twisted revenge on them.
Arcane sight. Is there a magical aura around these folks as well?
Absolutely. The act of killing them was so horrifically profane you get the distinct impression that perhaps they were able to somehow resist the Wendigo psychosis, but not the physical strength of the monster. And so, in a fit of terrible rage, it force-fed them their own servants until they ruptured and died.
Ugh.
With such terrible force as to send entrails of both servant and master alike around the room.
Any significant magical auras in here aside from this atrocity?
None except for the
Aura
Wendigo
of
attacking you right now.
Foresight!
Excellent.
Solandra, what is your armor class?
All right. With my protection is 35. I don't have shield cast, otherwise it would be 39.
Hey! It flies up to you. It appears to want to make its stand. It's strange. You're not certain if it's offended that you found its masterpiece, or emboldened by the fact that you found its masterpiece.
Well, I was just about to torch its masterpiece.
I mean, I guess it sensed that.
Literally, Solandra's thought was, I'm going to cast an intensified fucking fireball in this room and toast it.
So this thing, comes out of the floor and tries to bite you, and you're like, no, back away, Mr. Wendigo, and it does not succeed. Everybody roll initiative.
Ta-da!
Big money, big money, big money. Excellent.
8!
$19.
Nice.
Nice.
I know, I never roll well for initiative.
Jesus. Unfortunately, the Wendigo goes first.
Fuck.
It's got a very high initiative.
I figured. I have a pretty high initiative, and I rolled an 18, so I thought maybe.
Oh no, you had a very good chance, but sometimes you roll well. So I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is that he only gets a 28 on the bite, so that's definitely a miss. The bad news is that the two claws are a 44 and
I have
a
hot glue.
41.
No problem.
Oh. And this is on me, right?
This is on you, yes.
All right.
Did your controller bust?
It is, so I guess
So, the material
first
damage
generation
is
is
19,
that
and then the cold
Ooh.
damage is 11.
All right, so I have the resistance, so I take 20.
I don't know how it shifted or what.
And then the second hit
Oh.
is
Because
17,
that's the
and
way
then
that it's helping me.
16 cold damage. And then,
Sorry,
did
I
you
do not
know
have
that
any.
Wendigos have rend?
Oh boy.
I did know that.
Hold on.
Puppy!
Hold on one sec. Where's my hit points? Oh, personal in play. Here we go.
Armistice.
All right, so that was 20 plus. So 16.6
No problem.
plus. What was the physical damage on the last one? I cold damage was 16. And I couldn't
The
catch
physical damage
the
of the second was 17.
17. All right, so it's 23.
And then the rend does 18 physical damage plus 17 cold damage plus 4 charisma damage, and then I need you to make a will
Be right
save.
back.
Holy fuck.
I know, right?
Charisma damage.
There's just less of you there by the time it's done ripping things away. More figurative than literal.
All right. Will save is a ability is an even 30.
And even 30, you are not afflicted by Wendigo psychosis.
That's good. That's very, very good.
Excellent.
That is good. And now, Solandra, it is your turn.
Oh, fuck. That hurt. Okay. All right, unfortunately, I used my Quicken last session, and we have not, we're still on the same day. So, so I will use my bonus action to make Brother Wendigo Bane, and what the fuck, Vorpal.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
Holy shit, yes.
Outstanding.
Wendigo Bane and Vorpal. How close is it to me? I know it's rending me.
I'm about to say, it is rending you, and therefore it must be right up next to you. If it were 10 feet, it has 10 feet of reach, but if it's rending, it has to get in close. So I would say that it's able to close the gap during the rend. So no matter what, a full attack is in your future, 5-foot step or otherwise.
Okay. Fun. So if I cast defensively, can I use an area effect spell, or I'm trying to remember how it works in Pathfinder in terms of, like, I was going to cast Chains of Fire.
No, unfortunately, due to the damage that you've sustained, casting a normal spell is going to require a fuck ton of concentration checks. Spell combat will overcome that, but...
Alright, but I need to be using spell combat in order to do it.
Exactly.
Alright. Well, I can use spell combat and not do a spell strike. I don't usually.
Oh.
So, it's usually a spell strike for delivering the spell, but I can do spell combat. All right, so casting defensively, I am going to I'm going to use a spell called Chains of Fire, which is basically chain lightning with fire.
Holy shit.
I am going to make him the primary target, and all the fucking his masterpiece behind him the secondary targets.
No!
Wow.
I'm going to use the rod embedded in Brother to empower the spell.
Ooh, that's nasty.
And I'm going to use my use of Maximize to maximize the damage of the spell.
Baby Moses.
But first, I'm going to have the satisfaction of slicing into him with a few attacks to see if I can hit him.
The cost is not as high as you might think.
So flippin' cute. Not that spell attack is fucking disgusting. You should feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, we'll see how it does. All right, so 27 plus 27 plus 22 plus. All right, so first attack. These are normal attacks. All right, that's a 16 plus 27. That is a 43, and that's a
Critical threat.
critical threat for me.
Roll to confirm. Because you hit it.
All right, and I rolled another 16, so
you're going to crit this thing. Big
all right,
crit action.
All right, so that's first attack. Do you want to do damage on the first attack before, or?
No, you can keep rolling and calculate all the damage at the end.
Okay, so
Because
second
if
is...
you get that 20, we can ignore the damage calculations.
The second attack is probably a miss. is a 24.
That is not a hit.
And my... Oh, fuck, I forgot to haste myself. Should have done that. Oh, well. And my third attack is... is a 33.
That's a hit.
All right.
You hit
And
twice with one critical.
and that one was actually a crit threat too. Because it's, I only had a plus 17 on that one.
Right. So roll to
Yeah.
construct.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I
No.
confirmed with a fucking natural 20, which I could have used on the roll.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
No!
that does not trigger your Vorpal, but you do crit it twice.
Okay. And these are Wendigo Bane attacks. All right. So let's see how this goes.
For the purposes of overcoming damage reduction, I will consider Brother to be both cold iron and magical.
Well, yeah, I have that thing that allows me to Abomination Bane, so I'm pretty good at hacking through TR.
Right.
Hacking and whacking and smacking.
Okay, get an additional +2 damage. Damage is normally +12. Okay. For crits, do you double everything in Pathfinder?
No, you only double like the I was gonna say the relevant modifiers, but like fucking I gotta explain what the relevant modifiers are. So you would double the damage on the roll and your strength or dexterity if you add dexterity to damage.
What about Bane damage? Does that get doubled?
I'm gonna say yes, but base magic bonus, no.
Okay.
So if you get a +3, you don't double the +3. But I am gonna double the Bane damage because I like Bane weapons. They need more love.
Yep.
They do.
Agreed.
Okay. First attack is 15, 19 plus. All right, so 14 plus 5, 19. Oh, 38. All right, first attack does 38 points of damage.
Ouch.
Second attack does.
Oh, what do you know? Wendigos don't breathe.
Second one does 45 points of damage.
Nice.
And I think I miscalculated the first one, but it's okay. All right, so the Chains of Fire.
Roll to overcome its spell resistance.
Okay. Where's my purple die? Purple die. Which probably has like some defect or flaw somewhere in it. And it rolls another 15. That's like I don't know how many 15s I've rolled on that today.
Blessed
So-
die.
All right, so to overcome spell resistance, I get bonuses because both for being a magus.
I'll say, is that a racial
And-
thing? Do elves get a racial bonus on that?
Oh yeah, elves get a +2.
Fuck yeah.
And then when I'm doing spell combat, I think I get an additional +2. So I'm at +4, and it's geez, I know I have this somewhere. All right, so 19 plus my int bonus, which is 8, 27 plus the roll is of 15, so 37, 42.
Christ. Yes, you overcome its spell resistance.
Okay, so For the maximize, that's. Sorry, this is also complicated, guys.
No, it's fine.
That's
This is really
okay.
cool to. I like
I
hearing
always
you break
enjoy
it down.
this.
All right, so I'm doing 19d6, so 19 times 6 for the maximized damage is 60 plus 54, which is 114 damage. That's the starting damage, and then the so 114 plus 9d6 for the empowered damage.
Holy fuck! Can I just say on behalf of everyone? Holy fuck!
Yes.
That was some sweet dice ASMR.
Yeah, Maguses aren't as well. They're weird. So. So 33, 147 points of damage.
Baby Jesus.
And
And it's not dead.
it's fire. I might
Oh, you
remind
didn't
you to.
increase it by 50%?
No, that's all fire damage.
Right, yes.
Oh, no, I did not increase it by 50%.
Oh, that explains it. So, 147, so tack on another 70, and this thing is fucking toast.
Salandra, that was incredible.
The additional arcs of fire, are they enough to like cleanse this room?
They do. They leave nothing but ash in its wake.
That book thing really got under your skin, huh?
Slander falls to her knees and bleeds.
Easy there.
Oh,
Get you patched up.
fuck. I touch my face, which is like, ripped apart, and cast my regenerative sinew to restore my, my charisma.
Your sinew.
Unfortunately, a lot of your piercings have been removed.
Oh.
It's okay.
And you're pretty sure you don't want to pick them off the ground in the state they're in.
Fuck.
You can clean the blood and gore off, but there's some taint that will never come out.
What about the dragon's gems?
Dragon's gems?
Yeah, the piercings in my lower lip that the dragon gave me.
Oh no, those are definitely still in there. Those things are not coming out.
At least for that.
Nah, man. Like if your bottom lip were removed, like the piercings would still be in them.
Dope.
Another great reminder that I should never piss you off.
God, right? That was incredible, Salandra.
Well done.
They're vulnerable to fire.
She says
never-
like a total fucking nerd.
Holt laughs at that.
I've never even cast that fucking spell before. Oh, glad it worked. Shit.
Clem, can you put her ass back in her ass?
I can.
Well, I am starting to regenerate, so I'll cover some of it.
How bad does Salandra look?
Well, better without the 4 points of charisma damage. I didn't take a ridiculous amount of damage there. It was I think I took 68 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm good for healing the bulk of it, actually.
Let's see. Poo. Let's slap you with a cure.
Cure assorted wounds.
Yeah, Slender is a bit of a, not quite a glass cannon, but sort of like not a particularly robust cannon.
She's like a
So
chain.
heal up for 31 points of damage.
All right, I think that's gonna bring me to full.
Cool.
Regenerative sinew. Monster snoring is always so odd.
He's a snoozy boy.
All right, so 45 plus 34, 79. So I'm healed. Oh, wow, that was not pleasant.
No, that looked like it stung a bit.
Yeah.
That thing's definitely dead. Walk over to the charred corpse, or what's left of it.
Oh yeah, this stuff. These corpses have this strange black smoke coming off of it that dances with the spirits of the damned.
Sometimes.
I'm checking for the magical auras. Is there a sense that any of these things are coming back?
Oh no. But the evil is burning away very slowly. Do you know what we burn for heat down here? Sinners.
Holt, sorry I didn't give you a chance to kick its ass. I didn't really want it to hit me again.
Listen, you worked out a lot of frustration. You needed it more than I did. Maybe if I'm lucky, we'll run into another one outside.
Oh, fuck.
And he does smile at that.
I hope it decides to attack you, then you're a little better at handling that side of things.
Yeah. I think it tried attacking me once. I knew that it wasn't going to get very.
You are correct.
They're big, but they're not stupid.
No, they're quite smart, actually.
And are surprisingly artistic.
It was like, metal, fuck this. I mean, it was a poet.
In its own twisted way.
Some of that stuff that they produced in Hannibal was just so fucking
So beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh my
It
god.
was like
It
the
made
iris.
you want to eat it.
Well, like the iris, the iris of all the
Yep.
bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And that was gorgeous, and it was
Yeah.
like so fucking disturbing that it was gorgeous.
All the stuff with the antlers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was whoever did the art. I mean, I guess it seems to be part of what's his name's vision,
Brian Fuller.
Brian Fuller's vision, but the people he has working for him on art design are just amazing.
That's the thing that I really like about Brian Fuller is that he's very committed to his aesthetic, and so he works with a lot of the same people that can produce that.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
is why you'll see those similarities, even between like Hannibal and Pushing Daisies. There's this like strange little whimsy to it.
there were just a few directors like Terry Gilliam and what's the name of the guy who did Batman? Tim Burton. Terry Gilliam, Tim Burton, and Brian Fuller all have this very, very notable visual aesthetic. Now, I think Tim Burton's the weakest of the three of them, frankly, because he's.
I think he's just overplayed as all.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at a Terry Gilliam film, you can always you can recognize it pretty quickly.
Fucking immediately.
Yep. And Brian Fuller is sort of like the Terry Gilliam of TV.
So, in light of my sleepiness and the fact that you have slayed the beast, Everybody gets 50,000 experience points for a quest completed and a monster slain, and a ritual performed.
And once we're kind of in a safe space, I'm going to destroy that sample as well. Or is that something we'll deal with later?
You'll deal with that later. I mean, you gotta
Okay.
talk
That's
to
a problem for
Zag on your
future
way out.
us.
Okay.
Unless,
I
of
want
course, you
to
guys
love-
want to keep going through the fun house to see what else is down there.
I mean, kind of.
There's only one more explored room, and it's the living room.
No harm to check.
Next time. Go make
Next
me yawn
time,
some more.
the living room.
Where the hell is experience points?